We have made it back to the Barnes Camp Visitor Center after being dropped off by Patriot Taxi Service. It's a wonderful night at Northern Lights Lodge. Highly recommend. And
good breakfast this morning.
Good breakfast this morning, yep. And it is Wednesday, July 24th, almost 9:30 a.m. and we are back on trail. We'll see where we get today. Up and over Mount Mansfield in the fog. It's up there somewhere. We are starting out on the boardwalk at the Barnes Camp Visitor Center. This is the one ADA accessible part of the trail, so anybody can do a short length of the long trail. There's signs telling about the area and the view up into Smuggler's Notch. Not very far up into Smuggler's Notch today because of the clouds, but definitely worth a visit. "200 miles, I think. At least close enough. So, 72 to go. Woo! On the way up to Mount Mansfield at some spot between Barnes Camp and Taft Lodge, about 7/10 of a mile from Taft Lodge.
On the rock steps.
On the rock step, camera. There.
Hey everybody, I'm not that far.
She's getting close to 100 though. So this is the next obstacle I'm climbing. There is kind of a step there, but as you can see, this rock is almost as tall as I am. Bit of a view of what we came down yesterday. Now we're going up the other side today. This portion of Mount Mansfield is pretty steep, but at least at this point it's not quite total rock climbing. Can still use your trekking poles.
One of my favorite parts of hiking, right?
When we get to the very top, it's going to be very rock climbing-esque. View up through the notch. There's the Profanity Trail and the Bad Weather Bypass, but right now, other than clouds, we don't have any bad weather to make us bypass the trail. It does kind of have that feel like there could be late afternoon thunder showers, so definitely want to get over the top before too much later. But I don't know if we'll have any views from the top. Here's what the trail looks like, just above Taft Lodge. Very glad we didn't try to get there last night. It would have been about 11 o'clock last night. And then there's a view of, let's see, I think that's the radio towers, not sure, on Mansfield. So as we get higher up the mountain, trees are getting shorter, almost above tree line. We'll be in a little bit. Our first glimpses of the Chin, summit of Mount Mansfield, highest point in Vermont. And there's Topped over there. I gotta catch up to her, help her up to the top. That is the summit of Madonna Mountain over there that we were on yesterday afternoon. Still making our way up to to the summit of Mansfield. We are currently on the summit of Mount Mansfield. We are the only two people here. But when there is a view in certain directions, but it's a little bit.
Otherwise, to those that are older, do you remember the movie with Keanu Reeves in it, that Walk in the Clouds? That's what we're doing.
Clouds breaking over the top of the mountain. This is pretty neat. Had days with better views for sure when I've been on Mansfield, but this is a pretty neat environment to be in right now. Nice view of the Sunset Ridge Trail. Also some views out to the west. You can see Lake Champlain in the distance. The views have opened back up again a little bit. Well, we just took an early dinner underneath the little bit of an overhang here in front of the Mount Mansfield Visitor Center. Thankfully it stopped raining because we really weren't out of the rain. but we had a nice warm dinner, and now another mile down to Butler Lodge. The views from the forehead should be amazing. So it's not often you'll find us hiking in our rain jackets, but especially in the summer, but it's in the low 60s and windy and rainy up here. We're still up on Mount Mansfield and working towards the forehead to go down to Butler Lodge. Might take the bad weather bypass, haven't decided yet. It is not very pleasant out right now. So Tupt has decided that we're going to take the bad weather bypass of the forehead, which is as wet as it is, not having to do the chutes and ladders. It's probably a good decision. I guess we will find out what this trail looks like, because I've never taken it before. So the forehead bypass has a lot of wet, slimy rock. Some areas there was rope to help you down, some areas there isn't. I would take the forehead trail on the long trail myself over this. I do not enjoy what I'm currently doing. Well, we just completed the death-defying forehead bypass. I took a major fall. We'll see how my knee feels. Should have skull and crossbones or something.
It looks so peaceful right here. But thanks to worn down trails, there's a lot of rock face and a ravine that you need to go through, which also has blowdowns in it, so it's gotten a little treacherous.
Yep, so that would be Long Trail North, and no, you don't actually go up that rock face. And this is Long Trail South, and we're going through the Needle's Eye, which is just a little rock overhang. Is safe, not a treacherous thing to do, other than maybe I'll get stuck. I'm too tall to fit, especially with Bear Can in the pack. But I got to, just barely. Alright, we'll show you about the lodge when we get there, unless there's a big crowd. Taking the Wallace Cutoff Trail, 1/10 mile down to Butler Lodge. This is the end of day recap for day 22, Wednesday, July 24th. We hiked from the Barnes Camp Visitor Center up over Mount Mansfield, Got stuck in a rainstorm up there and made it to here, Butler Lodge. Glad we had a warm, dry place to stay, especially after coming down the forehead bypass. That was just, took a big tumble, got a couple scratches on my knees, but nothing more than that. We'll bring you more trail in the morning.